Hi guys, welcome back to the Rusty Blades YouTube Barber. Today I've got Adam in chair. So Adam's going to go for a mid skin fade. Well, it's not 100% skin, we're just going to do it down with a trimmer and actually take it down to that. And then we're just going to blend it up. We're just going to take a little bit off top, aren't we?
Yep.
Yeah. So we'll crack on with it. I hope you enjoy this. Let's start. Right, so let's get straight into this. So I'm not going to say this is a tutorial. I'm going to call this a walkthrough, and this basically is just a walkthrough of the process, what I go from start to finish. So this isn't rock solid advice on how to do a haircut. This is just me and my process. So we put the initial guideline in, and what we're using here is the Stylecraft Evo. It's got a magnetic motor, so it's really nice, it's really quiet, and it does debulk really well. This will put it down to a 5-0, so this is as close as you can get it without actually using the foil shaver. So as you can see, the way that I put the initial guideline is that I normally take it up for a mid fade about an inch above his ear, and then I work around. I'll put a slight curve around rather than just a straight line, and then I'll drop it down at the back. And what I'll do is I'll start at one side until I get to the middle of the head at the back where the occipital bone is, and then I'll go to the other side and then join the two together. So we've created our bald line, and now what we're going to do is we're going to move on to the second part. So we're actually going to set in our first guideline with the lever fully open, and we're going to work all the way around the head. So I've gone up about an inch, maybe just under an inch, and I'm going to work all the way around, setting the first guideline. So once I'm happy with the first guideline that I've set in, like you can see on here, I'm going to knock it down a couple of notches, and I'm just going to stay under where I put the first guideline in. And again, I'm just going to work all the way around, and I do use like a little bit of a crisscross motion just so I don't miss any of the hairs. So when I'm happy, what I'm going to do is I'm going to close the lever all the way up, and like before, I'm just going to stay underneath where I actually started to erase the guideline, and I'm just going to bring it down to the bottom, and I'm just going to work away at that to get rid of that and give it a really nice clean finish. So I hope everyone had a really good Christmas and a new year, and we're going to get into the grind this year. I'm going to try and push for 1,000 subscribers. I'm currently at 662, and that's in my first year, so I'm absolutely buzzing. But there's 81% of people that are watching these videos that are not subscribing. It don't cost you anything, just smash that subscribe. It'll really help the channel out, and I hope that I can actually give a little bit of advice to people that are doing this as well. So we're going to move on now. We're going to set in our second guideline with the number 1 guard, with the lever fully open. We're going to work around again an inch above the guideline, and we're just going to work all the way from one side to the other. So you can see like that there's a bit of weight there, and we're just going to keep plugging away at this, and we're just going to keep lowering the notches on the lever. Again, look, there we go, so we're halfway, and we're just going to work now a little bit lower than when we've put the initial second guideline in. So now we're going to close the lever all the way, and we're just going to again just work away at that bottom line. You will see that there is still residual there, and I don't know why, but I always find that the bottom at the back of the head is always the hardest part to get out, and I don't know why. If anyone knows why, you know, leave it in the comments. Hopefully it'll help me out. So now this is the bottom line, what we're working at, and I've actually got the lever fully closed. So we're going to take this guard off now, and I'm actually going to put on the wall half guard, and then we're just going to chip away at this bottom line and try and get this as clean as we can. And we're going to go halfway open on the lever. As you can see, straight away it's already getting rid of that bottom line, and it's already blending in quite nice. Fades are hard, and it is a lot of perseverance. As you can see, there's dark areas, so I did go in with the corner of the clipper, and it is just perseverance. It really is. Just don't get too downhearted about it, just keep chipping away at it, and it will eventually blend. So this is the little bit of the area that I was talking about. Just where I'm pointing at now is the part that I always struggle with. And stick around till end, guys, because as usual the video never run as smooth as I thought it was going to be, so there is some bloopers at end that I hope you'll enjoy. I opened the lever fully, and again it's at the back, and I don't know why, I really don't know why, that I always struggle with this part of the cut, but I had to go back in and just try and get that blend a little bit better. And if you keep your fade brush in your hand, just keep giving it a little wipe after every few strokes, so any loose hair that there is there, brush that away, and you can see exactly what you're doing. So we've got the Evo trimmer again, and we're just going to go around and we're going to look for any dark spots that we might see that might just refine the fade that little bit more. Don't ever worry about going back to this either. You know, I do it all the time, and it just finishes the fade off a little bit better, and people would rather go out there having spent a little bit longer in the chair but going out with a better haircut. So we've put the 2 guard on, and we're going to open the lever fully, and we're just going to work up and off, and we're going to try and get rid of a little bit more of that weight above where we went in with the 1 guard. So the left side of Adam's hair is actually thicker than the right side. So this is what I was showing, where I'm pointing, it just seems to be a lot darker. So it did take a little bit more work to blend that out. As we can see around here, we come round and you can see on the parietal ridge that it is a lot lighter at this side. So, you know, everyone's hair is different and you are going to come across different challenges. We've closed the lever all the way up now, and we're just going to keep working down and hopefully bring this fade together and make it blend. It is starting to come together, but there is still a little bit of work left to do. So how do you think I'm going with this fade, guys? Leave it in comments down below, and I'd love for some of the big name barbers like Dan Gregory, Chris Bossio, Mr. Eddie Barber, Cuts by Reggie, Tank Be Chopping, Rum Barber, all these guys, it'd be great if you could leave it in comments down below. So now we're going to go on to the shear work, and the way I always start is I always wet the hair down. I always put a more guideline in, so that is your stationary guideline, and then what I do then is just obviously start from the front and I just pull a little bit up, a bit at a time, adding the centre mohawk section, and that gives you your guideline. So you've got your stationary guideline and you've got your travelling guideline. So this is what I was talking about, where I pull a little bit from the front and I connect it into the mohawk guideline, which is your stationary guideline. And I do this and I just actually continue this for the full haircut. So once I'd actually done that, it actually looked quite good. until I took the comb and a bit of water and put it in from his recession point, and you can actually see there that there is some weight left over. So I used the YSPark 332 comb, and I used the wide end of the comb, and this is where I do a bit of scissor over comb or shear over comb, and this does just help soften that. So, you know, I would highly recommend the YSPark 332 comb. It's definitely the go-to comb for me. So once I've finished drying his hair off, what I'll do is I'll go around and just check to see if there's any more dark spots. Wherever there is, this is where I'll use my thinning scissors or blending scissors, and this is where you'll be able to refine it a little bit more and get rid of any dark spots whatsoever. So now we're just going to go on to final touches and literally just go over and just make sure that everything looks clean and tidy, and then that's the haircut done. So we are coming to end of the video. As you can see, I was quite happy with how the cut finished. If you have liked this video, remember to like, share, subscribe and hit the notification bell so you never actually miss any of the videos. And I'll catch you in the next one.
I'm going to bring a lead, hang on.
Oh, fucking hell. Keep this video in, 'cause this will bring bloopers. Right, let's take two. Take three. Right, your feet, right.
Yeah.
Get your feet there now.
Yeah.
Ready? Right, so now what I'll do is I'll raise him up. And if you just stand in one place.
Yeah.
And then
I wondered what you were doing.
caught me saying I'll do another spin.
Oh, on that side.
Now we're gonna have what we can't put will blow away.